Sitting in the meetings, we find out that Ericsson's taking space. We find out who the Ericsson contact is. We change order in the audio visual. $8.4 million. Negotiate. Never even hit the street. Didn't have to bid it. We got it at our price. We're making 40% profit margin on that. It is absolutely slaughtering the market. Right now we have 18 high-rise projects in the Bay Area under contract. The company's 75 people. We're in the mid-$20 million range, highly profitable, cash in the bank, and I'm sharing money with all my employees. So that's my story. Life is good. So what I did when I was writing this up is I thought I would share with you a few things that I learned along the way, which might be helpful. First thing is, be pleasant. People like doing business with people that they like. Right? How hard is it? And it's amazing to me how many people don't get that. Surround yourself with the best people that you can find. Give them the room to do what they want to do. Pay them a little bit above industry standard and get out of their way. And they will take you right to the top. If someone of substance, of true character offers to be your mentor, embrace it. We all have been 21. She and I are only in the rooms that have been 50-something. Right? Take advantage of that. There's a lot to be learned. And people that get up in their latter part of years, they love to get back. Learn from them. Make sure that whatever market you get into, and it doesn't matter if it's a sales position or starting your own company, make sure it's a viable market. I think donuts are great. I can't imagine how a guy thinks he can make a living in a donut shop. They get up at 4 in the morning, they got rent, they've got all the overhead costs, and they sell a donut for $4. How are you ever going to make a living? It's not a viable market. So make sure that when you're looking for a job or a career, that you're in a viable market. If you are entrepreneurial at all, you have to have what I call a high tolerance for ambiguity. And what I mean by that is that if you're the kind of person that has to know exactly how it's going to go, you've got every answer to every question before you can jump in, you're not going to make it. A lot of times you just got to jump in and trust that you'll figure out the answers to all that ambiguity. And if you don't have a high tolerance for ambiguity, you don't want to be in an entrepreneurial situation. In my mind, there are two kinds of management styles. There are inspectors and expectors. Now, inspectors tend to be involved with really large companies, the 10,000-pound gorilla, that operate on very tight margins. They're very process-oriented. There's a lot of check and balances. And basically, the whole culture is you're task-oriented. There's a lot of safety, but it's very rote. And you just have management people go around and inspect what you do. Expectors, completely different management style. That's where you look a subordinate in the eye and say, hey, here's your requirement. I trust that you can do it. Go do it. I give you an expectation. You run with it. And so, you kind of have to look at yourself. If you like the safety and the predictability and want to be in a big, safe environment, you're probably going to be involved in an inspector culture. But if you like the freedom, the creativity, and the opportunity to think on your feet, you're probably going to migrate to an expector management style. If you're on a team or you have an employee that isn't working out, there's only 3 things you can do. Teach, tolerate, or terminate. Teach means you approach them and explain what's not working, lay out what they should do, and hope that they get on board. They may or they may not. If they don't get on board, your only option is to either tolerate it and just look the other way, or to terminate. There's no in between. That's the facts. I was surprised that not everybody wants to lead. When I was in class like this and I was sitting with people that are 4.0s, I thought everybody wanted to be a CEO. Reality is, it's not true. Most people don't. Leaders and people that want to take that responsibility are fairly rare. A lot of people want a good job and they want a position of responsibility, but they don't want to be the guy at the top. And so I was surprised by that. I mean, I didn't discover that till late in life. I already talked about taking a sales job. Hire slow, fire fast. What I mean by that is that when you go through the hiring process, spend way more time doing due diligence, check references, hell, have everybody in the company interview a candidate. Make sure that they're a good fit. If you discover that somebody is not a good fit, usually by the time that you figure that out, they're already canceled. And so then you say to yourself, well, I'll fire them on a Friday, or I'll wait till next month. Don't do it. Fire fast. Get it over with, cut your losses, move on. My favorite saying, let it go to let it grow. And it's so common, managers or owners, they'll task somebody with a job, and then they want to go back in and tinker. Doesn't work. When you give somebody the responsibility and the authority to do something, you have to leave them alone. Let them go do their thing. And you want to meddle. You're like, but the thing is, if you give somebody that responsibility and they pull it off, it's off your plate. You don't have to do it anymore. So once I learned that, and there is that tendency to want to always, kind of micromanage, but you got to kind of bite your tongue and just let people make their own mistakes, and it does pay off. Let it go and let it grow. And the last thing is, life is short. It goes by so fast. Don't wait around for opportunities to come to you. You got to go make it. It's the truth. You got to make your own life. Make those happen.